As we come to the close of this 12th World Congress, let us pause in gratitude. It's a joy to say thank you. First, to those who have prepared this Congress over years, months, and weeks with care and devotion. We are deeply grateful. Secondly, to those who have worked tirelessly on site, day and night, your dedication made everything flow. And back to the first gratitude, those who have prepared, it includes the lecturers, those who have prepared their presentations. It always takes much time. Now the third gratitude to the invisible helpers and guiding agencies. We acknowledge the silent or unseen support which has been going on all of these events. And thank you to each other, to those beside us, beside you on the table, and all those who will later join through recordings. Thank you to the higher ones whose presence uplifts us all always. Volunteers from TS Canada and Addess, from USA, Australia, New Zealand, Estonia, Italy, you brought global warmth and unity. Thank you to UBC staff and services, especially Ruth and Jan. The staffs friendly met the challenges that these kinds of large gatherings brings at the backside. Together, through the light of Theosophy, we are shaping the future in the now. And what seemed possible became spectacular. Thank you.
Yes, hello everyone. I guess it's the time to say thank you. So, we're gonna try and say thank you to all our delegates. Thank you for being here and participating. As I said at the beginning, this Congress was made for youth, but it is also thanks to you that it was made not only possible, but also so vibrant, and that it will radiate throughout the world. Let me also take a moment to thank this great team who helped imagine and put this event together. Some have worked remotely from Addess. We have our brother from Australia. Some have worked remotely from Quebec and Ontario. And finally, some have worked on site. Our friends from Vancouver Lodge with their relative and friend from Blavatsky Lodge, and some friends from the America Lodge. But in fact, it is thanks to each and every one of us, to our involvement in Theosophy, that this wonderful event was possible. We hope that these few days spent together have inspired us all, both personally and collectively, to embrace this wonderful theme of our Congress. If so, what remains for us to do now is simple. It won't be without difficulty or obstacle, But what remains for us to do is simple. It is to work persistently to improve this wonderful idea, and above all, to put it into practice, moving towards a clear perception with a global vision of our role building a better future. Thank you.
Well, okay. We have come to that moment. It's a funny thing that whenever something like this begins, you know that it has a moment such as this where we say that it comes to a close. But of course, as with anything else, does anything really ever come to a close? So at this time, it's something, a position I found myself in many, many times, where a vision, a dream, actually comes down to earth. This Congress, 2 years ago, it was an idea. And then with the collective efforts of many, in the ways that Robert and Marja have spoken, a space was prepared, the space. A program of diverse people were asked to take the role of standing up here and sharing. Each one from their own particular perspective. With things like this, always, it seems as if there's a beginning, and then as it moves along, it weaves itself together into something much more. And it weaves itself into something that during the time that we're here, we have the opportunity, we have the blessing of living inside of that sacred space that has been created for us. And as this is focused on toward insight and wholeness, it's always the hope that somehow or another, being in the presence of the developed sacredness of all of us, that it's something that inspires insight, that moves us to kind of touch and have some realization of wholeness. And for that, we are made better. And for that, the world is made better. It's the hope always that this has been the experience. When we first came together, I asked something of all of us who are here, myself included, to just ask the question and not necessarily answer the question of why are you here? What is the motive? What is the motivation? What is the intention that has placed you in this space? Answer was not required. There's that lovely poem by Rainer Maria Rilke, which talks about the questions. That there are so many questions we ask for which we are not yet prepared for the answer. But that as we ask it, as we dwell on it, we do find that step by step, moment by moment, experience by experience, person by person, ultimately we live our way into the answers that we were not ready for before. Everybody here, I would not tell you anything you don't know deeply inside of yourself if I were to tell you that we are in a time of challenge. Outside these walls. And that it is the role in shaping the future and in participating in the present for each of us to play a part. And with that, we take upon ourselves the responsibility of waking up. Because until that moment really does occur, and perhaps it's a gradual thing, the fullness of what we have to offer will remain hidden. So we put ourselves toward that direction. Why am I here? Should be a question that you ask yourself beyond this event. And live your way to that answer for the benefit of all of those who are around you. In Buddhism, there's this idea of motivation, which is kind of a standard motivation for those who are involved in Mahayana Buddhism, that why do I practice? What am I doing? And the idea is to attain enlightenment for the benefit of others. So that's the effort part of it. But an analogy that has come up frequently during our time here is this idea of a seed. That within each and every one of us there is a divine seed, which is planted. Nothing you have to do about that part. It's there. And the only role for us is to provide the conditions for that divine seed to take root, for it to grow, for it to flower, for it to expand. I told you yesterday, I leapt away from here with the intention of just finding a tree that I could sit underneath. I did it. But before I could sit under my tree, I had to wait for another person who was lying on that grass, sitting in that space. Ultimately, it is the hope that whatever the seed is that is within each and every one of us, we will treat it properly, and it will grow. And it will grow to shelter others. It will grow to produce the nourishment, the nutrition, the shade, the homes for others. That's the role. Along the way, we will learn some things. We will study some things. We may become knowledgeable in some things. We may become proficient in many things. That's not what it's about. It's a necessary part of the process. So, I think it was Meister Eckhart talking about prayer. What he said was, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, it will be enough. Thank you for this rare opportunity to encounter something of such deep value that it can draw people together from 30 countries of the world, thousands of miles away. Thank you for our association with something that has managed not just to survive over 150 years, but to plant itself within us over that time and others. Thank you for that. And for our time at this particular conference, thank you for 5 days in the presence of the holy ones. Not just the holy, holy ones, but you. I thank you to have been in your presence and to have been able to receive some of these energies and thoughts and good wishes, not from me, but for this work and for the potentials that we all seem to realize that we have. It's something that I am confident will have an effect once we leave this place. We're in challenging times, certainly. But it seems that it is really through crises that we grow. All of us have had losses during our lives. Everyone. You get to have the sort of color of hair that I have. Many things have been lost. Family, friends, associations, various sorts of things. You know the things. All of these things, in many ways, prepare us. Crises don't only come to test, they come to prove. The Theosophical Society has survived many. Our planet will certainly survive. As dire as the consequences we inflict upon it, I think, as with many things, our arrogance in the idea that human beings can destroy a planet, take a step back. We could destroy each other. We've been good at that over a long time. What do I want for an outcome of this conference? All that I would ask would be that, in a certain sense, each person has had their own experience here. Whether it was through someone's talk, through some meeting, through encountering someone that you didn't know before and now you do, something has been stirred within each and every one of us. Remember it. Because really, if this path that we talk about as a spiritual path is anything, it's a matter of a pathway toward remembering what is really the deepest but most hidden knowledge within ourselves. It's all about remembering. Remembering our way all the way to the soul. So for me, this has been a beautiful time. It's very hard to express, but the value of it has been in not just us as individuals, but in this greater something that we've been able to form and to magnify. I say it from time to time because I think it's worth saying. Meetings such as this will benefit each and every one of us. But those moments when we feel most attuned, when we feel most whole, when we feel most drawn out from the limitations of our little thinking and little worlds, those moments that occur are the very moments when we provide a usable instrument to those ones that we speak of as the great ones. You feel it, although you may not have words for it. The expansion, the movement beyond our normal boundaries are a sign. And in that, we do the work that we're here to do. So to all of you, I say thank you. Even though we're going to be going in separate directions, based on this, we will always be connected. And we will be able to bring others into the same sort of blessed, sacred level of connection. So to all, we're at that point. Thank you.
I'm back. C'est bon de vous entendre rire.
It's good to hear you laugh.
C'est bon. La première des choses que je voudrais faire, c'est de vous remercier.
So the first thing I want to do is to thank you.
De nous avoir invités.
Thank you for you to invite us.
On est très très loin de chez nous.
We are very far away from home.
J'ai bien aimé M. Zanto qui disait nous allons tous partir d'une direction différente.
I really like what Mr. Dinboy said just before. We're all gonna leave in a different direction.
Mais je voudrais ajouter quelque chose.
I would like to add something.
Il dit que la Terre est ronde.
They say that Earth is round.
Si tu vas par là,
If you go that way,
tu vas par là,
and if I go that way,
on risque de se rencontrer.
there's a good chance we will meet.
C'est des raffinements de mes parents, grands-parents.
Those are teaching of my father and grandfathers.
Et puis, comme je disais tantôt, je vais vous chanter un chant.
Like I said before, I'm just gonna sing you a song.
Le chant dit le tambour que tu utilises
The song say the tambour that you use
est entendu partout,
is heard everywhere,
even on the spiritual, même au monde des esprits. Donc, moi, mon espérance, c'est que l'événement de conférence soit entendu partout dans le monde.
so my hope is that that event of the Congress will be heard everywhere in the world.
Qu'on puisse un jour dire à tout le monde,
So we can one day say to everybody,
bonjour mon frère, bonjour ma soeur.
hello my brother, hello my sister.
C'est ce qu'on a tout le temps fait. Les Innu, les nations, les Premières Nations,
This is what we always did.
on est tous des frères et sœurs.
We are all brother and sister.
C'est mon espérance à moi.
This is my oath.
Kiwach. Everybody.
I just want to say thank you to Carole and Grégoire. If you remember, we start the Congress with the welcome from the First Nation from the West. And we are completing the circle with a prayer, ending the Congress with a prayer from the First Nation from the East. So, Carole, Grégoire, thank you very much for that wonderful performance. Thank you.